How you guys been doing? How's the show been for you?
Amazing.
Yeah?
Yeah, I love it here.
Everybody treating you well? No problems?
No. I'm so miserable right now. No, I'm just kidding. It's my first time in Sacramento and first time in SacAnime, and you guys have been really, really cool. This was so much fun.
Mm-hmm.
That's you guys.
Yeah, thanks.
Nice job.
Thanks to y'all.
Oh, cool. I'm glad you guys have had a good show. Thank you for coming to our show. I mean, absolutely, it's been a pleasure moderating for you ladies, and I get to do it one last time before we're done.
I know. One more.
One more.
These mics make me feel short. I feel like
I know. It's like,
You could take it out, you know, whatever you gotta do.
no, I'm sorry.
All right, just making sure. Just making sure.
I'm holding on to it, just
Yeah, I'm
holding on for dear life.
Don't let go. The ship.
Well, I mean, for you guys out there, we're here for you. This panel is for you all. So if you have questions, we have Marcos up here at the front with a microphone. By all means, come on up front, ask questions. Yeah, come.
I know.
Hello.
Hey.
All right, so I wanted to ask, was it really difficult for you to figure out the voices for your characters, or was it easy?
I think I knew it was difficult to figure out the voices for our characters.
Oh, go.
I had previously voiced a character in Parasite the Maxim, and his name was Migi. And their name was Migi. When I found out that I was going to be cast as a slime, it kind of took a little bit from Migi, and then took a little bit from, because Migi's very alien, so I took a little bit of that alien sound, because a slime isn't a human. But then I tried to make him a better guy, because Migi has no soul. So that was kind of where I came from when I came up with Rimuru's voice, was starting at the premise of not human sound, which is nasal, but then he needed to be warmer and to be, lovable, because he is lovable. They are lovable. I keep saying he, I'm sorry. They are lovable characters, so that was kind of where I came up with that. I wouldn't say difficult, it was fun.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think it was difficult either, finding Shizu's voice, because her voice just kind of sits naturally in just the higher, kind of higher end of my normal range, if that makes sense. So it wasn't too difficult. Plus, again, as I said yesterday, I love playing characters that yell too. So no, again, not difficult, but it was a ton of fun.
Yes, and I believe when I went into that Cliff wanted it a little bit less nasal than what I first came in with. So he also kind of adjusted and tweaked it.
All right, cool. Thank you.
Yeah,
thank you.
Hello.
Hi.
I was wondering what your favorite voice acted line you've ever done is, either in Slime, outside of Slime, or both.
Oh.
Our biggest one?
Favorite line?
Favorite one?
Just line that's
Just
favorite.
to say.
I'm sorry, I thought of a lot of bad things right now.
What?
I thought of a lot of things I can't say, and that just keeps happening.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm having some trouble.
I am also having some trouble.
Just because it's not
first.
18 and up.
I know, that's the worst. I know. Because I thought of one, and it's not an 18-plus show, but it could be taken out of context 18-plus.
Mm-hmm. My favorite Rimuru line is, "Holy Hooters!"
I do like that one.
And I don't think that's anybody else's favorite. It was my favorite because whenever we were recording it, the animation paused on Shizu's face after Rimuru says that. And she's got this WTF face, seriously? And then just goes back to fighting. But if you're watching, you guys have to pause it because you really won't catch it in the anime. It just happened to be paused there when I was recording it. And I don't think anybody else in the office thought that was as funny as me. Nobody else was laughing. They're like, "Oh my gosh, Brittany, get a grip." And I'm just I died. But I have a lot of favorites though. That "Hey Diddle Diddle, there's no fiddle. It's all good in the Goblin Hood. Sup my guy." "Come at me, brah," because I got to say "come at me, brah" in an anime. Pretty much everything Rimuru says is awesome. Awesome sauce. Yeah.
Does Rimuru say awesome sauce in the show?
Yeah.
Oh my
Rimuru
gosh.
says awesome sauce.
Well, yeah, because Shizu was pretty tame in terms of funny lines in the show. But I guess outside Slime, my favorite would have to be either just Tai from Zombieland Saga, because she's the only one that doesn't talk. She just groans the whole time. That's what I got to do every episode, just every time. She also got to be a chicken in Zombieland Saga. There's an episode where they're all like doing like a chicken commercial. So Tai can't sing, so they told her, dude, don't sing, just do the chicken noise. So I go, so
That was awesome.
Isn't that weird? It's just like, it's the ones that aren't lines. I'm like, these are the most fun for me.
Okay, that was so good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You know, Shizu might not say funny lines, but I was actually saying on the way up, and I hope you guys agree with me, that Donna's one of the best people at dying ever. I'm sorry. I know that's not great. She's the best at dying. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. You know, a lot of times you hear a death and you're like, oh, it was so good until the death, and it was really unrealistic. Not that I know what a realistic death is. And I was saying this with Steven, my liaison, on the way up, and he was like, well, yeah, that's because nobody knows how to like die. And I was like, well, Dawn has died and come back to life, and I've just decided that. So when I saw her here, I was like, so you have died and come back to life, right? Because you're really good at it.
I'm a zombie. It's method acting.
You broke me. You broke me, man.
Dude, doing that commentary, because we did a commentary for that episode when Shizu dies. It was so difficult because all of us are just sitting there doing our commentary, trying not to cry.
Yeah, like
so, how did you feel during this scene, Brittany?
yeah.
Just that
I
awkward
was like, why are we picking this episode?
I don't know.
It's so sad. And I'm not a bad slime.
You're not a bad slime,
Slurp. Sorry.
Sorry.
No,
Got a little off subject on that one.
Thank you very much. Keep doing what you do. I know you, especially you, Brittany, from Windy, and that was my first anime, one of them. Thank you so much, and have a great rest of your con.
Thank you. Thanks for
you.
watching. We can't do it without you. So thank you. That's why we're here.
Hello.
Hey.
So my question is for both of you. What is the strangest experience that both of you have had in your career?
Is the strangest in my career or in our careers, or
Yeah, in your careers, like you.
like in the booth, or just in general?
Just in general.
Oh. Okay.
I have almost passed out once in the
Whoa.
booth.
Yeah, do
But
you
yeah,
lock your knees?
It wasn't screaming. It was not screaming. Screaming I'm fine with. No, there's I don't know if anyone's seen the badminton anime called Hanabado. Has anyone seen it at all? No one? Oh, you have? Yeah, awesome. Oh, well, darn it. Well, there's a scene. It's this really cool montage between. It's the final match between Ayano and then my character Nagisa. And it's nothing but straight up breathing for 3 minutes, like hardcore breathing, because we're all exhausted from playing this awesome badminton game. And I had to try and do 3 minutes of breathing nonstop, like hardcore, like, but for 3 minutes. So like halfway through, I started seeing stars, and like I'm getting numb, and I'm like, I'm starting to pass out. And he's like, pauses it, and he's like, are you okay? I'm like, give me a minute. I had to like sit down. I did almost pass out. That's the only time I've ever almost passed out in the
I
booth.
mean, anybody would. That sounds like
Yeah.
anybody would pass out if they were breathing like that.
It's
you know?
a cool moment.
Shoot.
Because Amber, I think it was a Hanabado.
Hanabado.
Kyle Phillips.
gotta
Kyle
see
Phillips and
this.
Tabitha Ray directed it.
I gotta see this.
But it was super, like, when you see it, it's a cool moment. But, like, both Amber and I were just like, we're getting dizzy. Whoa. So if anyone ever tells you, oh, yeah, voice acting's easy. No, it's a very physical process. You can pass out if you're not careful.
It is true. And it really is physical, though. Really. Like I like wave and make movements all the time. It's like a challenge to stay on mic when I'm running, because I actually like. Okay, that's off subject. What were we talking about? again?
Strangest, the strangest.
Okay, strangeness. I've had too many. I'm trying to pick just one. Whenever I was recording, I think it was the second Railgun, Jerry Jewell, the director, and me would always come up with like weird songs. Like we have a wedge for the door and be like, can't find a better wedge. You know, like just making stuff up. I don't know why, but I was singing a song about how I needed coffee and I'm gonna pee in my coffee cup. And I was walking to the bathroom And I did not know there was a like slew of CEOs that were from the backing company. What was the company that backed Funimation for a while? No. It was the Christian company that. So there's some very important people. Okay, we're walking down the hallway as I'm like, my coffee cup, and like I walk into the bathroom. And apparently I had missed them, but Jerry saw them. So I had passed them while I'm singing it, and I walk into the bathroom with my cup up. And like I literally look like I'm about to go my coffee cup in the bathroom. It was very embarrassing.
Did they look?
Yeah, apparently all of them were like, what the? Like, what is going on in these studios? Like, do we need to watch you guys more? Like,
don't worry about it.
Yeah, so I would say that's one of them. I have a lot.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You know what?
Hi.
All right. Okay, I'm done laughing. All right. Good afternoon. So my question for you is, due to your prior experience playing past characters, did you ever use them as references playing both your characters, Shizu and Rimuru Tempest, by any chance, to enhance your experience with your overall character while playing their voice?
So the question is, have we used our past experiences from playing characters for slime?
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. Like when I was kind of coming up with the voice for Rimuru, I thought a lot about Migi because Rimuru and Migi are not human, and they're both sexless. And but the difference is that Rimuru used to be this really great guy, and so Rimuru is still a great slime. Great being, you know what I mean? And Migi is a little cold and heartless and only cares about protecting his host so Migi, or their host so Migi can live. So I kind of pulled from that to get an alien sound, which is kind of that nasally sound. But then Rimuru needed to be more lovable and sweet, and so that's the difference, I think, is putting the heart in there, because Rimuru has a really good heart.
Shizu. It's really hard because I don't think I've had a character quite like Shizu. Like, a lot of my characters, if it's in my higher register, they tend to be very bright and peppy, and she's definitely not bright or peppy. She's just a normal girl that got thrust into this terrible land. No, for Shizu's like regular speaking voice, I don't think I really drew on previous characters for that, but definitely in combat. And especially when she goes Ifrit. I was recording Dragon Ball at the same time of that, so like it was like, this is familiar. Time to scream. So yeah, I think that's where I used my experience the most.
All right. I love that. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good question.
Hey, so I wanted to ask, have you guys seen or heard of anything from Future Source material? And if so, what are you looking forward to seeing on the screen the most?
For slime.
Yeah.
Well, I do know there is hearsay of an OAD that has some sumo wrestling, and I'm quite excited. Or at least it looks like it in the picture. I don't know anything. I don't know anything yet. They don't tell me till I get there. I don't know.
I don't know anything either. More Shizu flashbacks. I'm good with more Shizu flashbacks.
Yeah? Well, thank you guys very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. You look great, by the way.
Yes, very sharp.
Hi. If you could be one other character, who would it be?
Like any character?
Gobta.
Who?
Gobta.
Who is that?
Gobta is awesome.
Wait,
Sorry.
In slime?
Yes.
Okay.
Gobta, green.
Yes.
Ends up being a total like awesomeness when he gets the upgrade and kicks butt. I like Gobta, and plus Rimuru's like kind of mean to Gobta. That's the only being that Rimuru is not nice to, really. Like, he leaves Gobta hanging upside down forever, and then, you know, like gives him the poisonous food, and he like turns black, and you know, and it just like, oh, it was like, oh man, I can't fight, you know, them. I'm gonna kill him. Here, Gobta, go. Like, you know, it's just like, jeez, Rimuru, calm down. But I think there's a lot to Gobta. Actually, though, I don't think I could do a better job, though. Just so that it's clear, Gobta's perfectly cast.
Veldora.
Oh.
Yeah, I want to be dragon.
I love how Veldora's hands are always just like.
I can live off of that.
I am a stone dragon. My hands do not move.
Either Veldora or what is the cool wolf's name?
Oh, Ranga, the puppy. My puppy.
I want to be Papi.
My puppers. Ranga's so cute. Always in the
really
background, like.
Who plays Ranga again?
Yes.
He's so good. I love
Such a
Tyson
good
in that
puppy.
role.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hi. My question for you actually involves your entire voice acting career. What's the hardest or most difficult moment you've had in the booth?
Emotionally, physically, acting-wise?
Either way.
Oh, because those are 3 different categories. Emotionally, I remember a point of really getting upset with Fairy Tale. And there was something that happened to Wendy, and I remember looking over at Tyler and being like, are they gonna kill her? Is that actually gonna happen now? Like, they waited this long, is it really? And I was just, also it just ending at all was really emotional for me. Physically was Black Star, because he screams constantly and his voice is raspy, and it's not just like a boy voice, but it's a boy, you know, so like it was really rough. And wait, so we did, and acting wise, I would say Icarus from Heaven's Lost Property so far. And that would be because she is void of emotion and I am quite colorful. So it was always like a challenge, you know, and Chris Bevins, the director, really likes to put people in roles they're not super comfy with because he likes that challenge. He's a great director. And I think he put me in that because he knows I've never done that before and I'd never been that before. And there was a lot of like, yes masters, retakes, like less emotion. So I kind of just had to like sit in the booth and be still, and I imagined I was like a mannequin so that I could have no emotion, you know. But yeah, it was very challenging, but it was good in a good way. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd agree on the emotionally part, just like with Fairy Tale ending, because Frosh was my first anime character I voiced ever. So that really hit me hard because Fairy Tale was ending, and at the same time, I think I'd already told Funimation that I was moving, because I moved recently from Dallas to LA. So like again, Frosh was the one that I started with at Funimation. So it's like, oh, Frosh is done. That's it, and you know, it was really sad for me. Physically, definitely Dragon Ball, like screaming and maintaining those screams, especially as like Berserk Kale, were really tough. It would be like Raleigh, the super sweet director of Dragon Ball Super, he'd be like, I'm really sorry, Dawn, we gotta do it one more time. It just needs to be a little bit longer. Like he would apologize every single time because he knew like when you scream in Dragon Ball, you cannot half do it. Because if you half do it, they're just gonna ask you to do it again because it wasn't strong enough. So you just gotta do it strong and like completely. So like definitely at the end of that entire session, my voice had dropped an octave. I'm like, hey, what's up, guys? That was great. That was a great one. Like now you understand like Chris Abbott's voice. It's so low and it's delightfly bassy. Yes. So physically, definitely Dragon Ball. And then acting-wise, oh god, I would say Shizu during her dying part, just like, cause you had to have that balance between like making it emotional, but also recognizing that she's just, as the scene goes on, she's just getting weaker and weaker and weaker, and she's not able to project as well. Also trying not to cry while I'm dying. Because I don't know if you have this thing in the booth. If I see a character crying on screen, I'm gonna be like, oh no, I can't, oh no. That happens every time. So like being able to maintain that while also taking in the fact that, oh, this is really sad. This was such a sad scene. I think acting wise, that one was definitely a challenge for me.
Yeah, I mean, we're so invested with the characters and all the characters in the show that you have empathy for anything that happens to them. You know, it's just kind of part of it, is if you're really fully invested and you're really part of it, then you feel all the things. It's all the feels. You know, Made in Abyss is like a crying fest for me. Like, honestly, like the first time I recorded Nanaji, I cried so hard, I wasn't on mic, And they were like, we're going to retake it, but they were like, I just really like it. So they tried to keep it, but it was still not good enough, so we had to go back, and I had to cry again, but on mic that time. And it was just really emotional and sad, and I still can't watch this scene without bawling. They did at ASEN, last ASEN, they did a premiere of Made in Abyss with all of the creators from Japan came there, and they're all sitting to the left of me. No emotion at all on their faces, just chill. They're just watching their work, you know? And I'm over here like, like every now and then would look over like, gross. And then they had like a red carpet thing afterwards and my face was like so red and swollen. Anything with kids, I'm just gonna bawl.
Well, yeah, because I think as actors, like, I think we're just naturally more empathetic. Like, we're so used to taking in, like, even with just people in general, we're so used to, like, gauging how someone else is feeling, and then eventually we end up taking on that emotion. Does that make sense? Does that happen to you?
It's like part of it. It has to be, because that's the way that we can reproduce that. You can't get everything just from you. You got to gather from your surrounding experiences, and so we have to be open and empathetic. And
I think everything is very reactive, right?
Yeah.
So.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome to SacAnime.
Thanks for having us.
The question I have is, how many times have you ever gone in a character and just ordered a pizza being your character?
Okay, so I've never ordered pizza, but I did get a telemarketer to hang up on me as Frosh.
Yeah!
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, because I was getting sick of it. I'm like, this number keeps calling me. So they pick up, they're like, hi, hello, this is blah, blah, blah. And I go, hello? Yes, hello, we want to talk to you about blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh, okay. I go, are your parents home? No. Who are you? I don't know where Mom and Dad are. She's like, do you know when they'll be back? No. Bye. They never called me again.
Yes.
So I highly recommend it. If you can play a child, do that. They won't call you anymore.
They actually immediately called CPS.
That was my one fear.
Well, they'd be like, there's no children here. What's going on? I don't understand.
It's okay. Then they'll get in trouble for calling a false police report.
Exactly.
Perfect.
Yeah, they were like, if I call back, then I gotta call CPS. I'm never calling again. I've never really done it in a drive-through. When I was really young, I would go to Taco Bell and order mozzarella cheese sticks and stuff like that just for fun. And they'd be like, oh, we don't have that. I'm like, oh, cool. Can I have the mashed potatoes? They'd be like, no, I don't have that. But I never really did it in a character voice. But when I first got with my now husband, when we first moved in together, I did like to hide in the dark and turn all the lights off when he was coming home from work. And I would hide somewhere under the bed or something, and he wouldn't know where I was, and I'd be like, ring around the rosy. Just wait a second, and be like, wait a second, go somewhere else. But I stopped doing that, and the reason why is because I would always reach out and grab him, freak him out. But we were in a tiny one-bedroom apartment where you couldn't open the fridge, and it was the fridge and the pantry were there in a little hallway, and you couldn't open both at once. But I hid in the pantry and he was in the fridge, and I scared him, and he freaked out and backed up, and I just got squished into the cabinet. So I never did it again because I was like, oh wait, I forget you.
At that point, I'd be like, I'm out of here, man. Goodbye.
Yeah, but that was the last time I did that.
Thank you, ma'am,
Yeah.
and welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's them.
Yes. I am actually a really big fan of your works, and I was wondering, from once I got reincarnated as a slime, if your characters could be in any TV show or movie or game, what would they be? Or what movie or show or game?
Slime.
I'd say I said something similar yesterday about Shizu. I would put Shizu in Animal Crossing. Let her live out her life nice and peacefully, surrounded by all these animals, except for Tom Nook. Do not make my girl pay rent or a mortgage. But yes, Animal Crossing.
This is probably a very strange thing, but I imagine Rimuru being really helpful to Kevin in Home Alone. And I just think it would be really funny. You know, like, oh, you got nails? I got more of those. You know, like, I don't know. I feel like it would be a great combo.
That'd be perfect, right? Actually.
Yes, yeah, those guys would like totally die, but they wouldn't really, yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hi.
Oh. Hi, I'm James. Nice to meet you.
Hey, James.
Nice to meet you.
My question is, I'm just curious, like, for all the characters in Slime, what would be your guys' favorite characters in Slime, not each other's or your own characters, like, and why?
That's hard. It's really hard because I really love, like, a lot of them.
I know, they're all great.
I love Malim, I love Gobta, I love Puppers, I love Ranga. I can't pick. That's like,
I don't know like as many characters in Slime, so I still like Ranga because Big Puppy.
But Big Papi.
He's so loyal. Like just seeing the episode that I've seen so far, he's just such a good dog.
With that first episode, when they do the water blade, I was all like, oh my god, what a cute puppy. That was before the water blade.
You're
the
talking
clip
about
was like,
when they offed his dad.
Not so cute. And then that happened, and I was like, oh, just kidding.
Big puppy, though.
Cute headless puppy. Eek.
So Ranga for you, and for you?
I still think I love Gobta. I still think but it doesn't really trump Ranga. Or Malim. I love Malim. She's my bestie for Resty.
So kind of like a three-way tie.
Yeah, it's a three-way tie.
That works.
Yes. Nice.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
So my question for you guys is, you're both in Fairy Tail and you both play very different characters. What was the hardest line you guys ever had to deliver as those characters?
In Fairy Tail?
Yeah.
Probably abandoning a friend is unthinkable because I was really emotional at the time, and isn't that like Wendy to sacrifice herself for everyone else? She would. And also, right after that, I think she becomes a woman. So it just meant a lot.
I'd say when Frosh runs to defend Rogue from Gajiel, and like because Frosh was saying earlier, Frosh isn't very strong. Frosh might disappear. Frosh is, it feels like Frosh knows, or not knows, but thinks that they may be weighing Rogue down or keeping Rogue back, but Frosh just going to go protect Rogue, even though Frosh knows that Gajiel could totally just knock Frosh out. I think that was a really strong moment. This poor little guy trying to defend Rogue from this Iron Dragon Slayer. This is so scary. I love Gajiel though; he's great. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think that was definitely a strong moment for me playing Frosh. I'm like, this is a good cat. This is a good frog cat.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Don't know if I'm doing this right, but
hi.
I want to ask, is there any experiences from the show, from Slime, that you've taken and used in your other voice acting careers? And getting into other characters?
I'd probably say playing Shizu dying. Because I can't remember before that what was the last time where I played an actual death scene like that before. I can't say what the project is yet, but there was another project that I acted in where I did have to die again, and I drew from Shizu. It was another one of those very tragic death scenes. So I think, that's definitely where I used that experience.
But it's hard because Rimuru is unique, very unique, and I haven't since played a character quite like Rimuru. In any way, so that I don't think so. Because, I haven't played any.
Anything like
I
a
don't
slime
know.
before?
Yeah, because as far as genderless creatures go, I have played 3: Migi, Nanachi, and Rimuru. But they're all very, very unique characters. So.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. You guys are asking some really good questions.
Yes.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hi.
My question is, which voice was the funnest for you to do?
Which voice was the most fun?
I'm gonna have to say slime right now because I had a great time. Got to say things I never gotten to say in my whole career, and it was just a really good time in the booth. It was a great experience recording it. But also, I have a lot of fun with Food Wars. Yeah, Food Wars is pretty fun. I like being crazy. I enjoy being really uptight and crazy.
I'd have to say definitely Dragon Ball, just because, again, I loved Dragon Ball as a kid and getting to be like this big hulking monster. Also, Hulk was my favorite hero, like as a kid, and even now, like Hulk's my favorite superhero. So I got to be like this giant female Hulk character. So like getting to be big and scary was super cool and fun for me. I think the other one would have to be the show that I'm in called Epithet Erased. I play a cowgirl named Zora. And anytime I get to use a southern accent in anything, look, this is gonna be a quick story. When I was little, my brother used to make fun of me for having a southern accent because I grew up in Texas. I would say y'all all the time, and he's like, "You hick." I'm like, listen, just because you lived in LA. But now, like with the cowgirl, I immediately sent it to my brother. I'm like, "Oh yeah, look at this. I'm a cowgirl now, Matt." But yeah, like, what's some stuff that, I don't know. I just getting to be a cowgirl, getting to be a wild cowgirl. I love it. And I also got to sing for that show too, as a cowgirl. So I think that was definitely a ton of fun for me.
Cool. Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a nice day.
You too.
That's a good
Hello.
Hey.
This question is for Brittany. How was the process of voicing Papi in Monster Musume? And how was it in the booth?
As far as the process goes, I think it'd have to be an 18 and up panel to talk about it, because it's an eki. So if you don't know what that is, you're probably not old enough to know what that is yet. But there were points that were very awkward in the booth. Kyle is recording me. Kyle Jones is the director. And a lot of the times you could tell he was just as uncomfortable as me because we've known each other for a very long time. And he's known me since I was like a teenager. And so I remember a point during the egg scene, not to get too descriptive, where I was like, I can probably match those moans up a little bit better. And he was like, nope, moving on, we're moving on. We've already gone past the scene. We're not doing that ever again. But I can't really get into much more detail without kind of breaking that 18+ barrier because it is such a lewd show. But it was a great experience. It was very fun, and Papi is the sweetest of them all, in my opinion. So her and Sue are the sweetest. But
I just want to say thank you, Brittany. You're my favorite voice actor.
oh, thank you. I'm not worried. Thank you.
I love how you're like, wait, I could do it again. Go back.
Yeah, don't. Yeah, I was like, I can be better at moaning.
That's dedication.
Thank you.
Hi, this question is for both of you. So I was wondering if you could hang out with your characters that you play as in Reincarnated as a Slime, what would you do together for a day?
Oh my gosh.
I'd give Shizu a spa day. That girl needs a spa day.
She does.
She needs some pampering.
Yeah, she deserves it.
Mm-hmm.
And then also to hang out with a bunch of kids or something. That seems like it would make her happy. I would immediately hand Rimuru $1 million. I don't know where I would come up with it, but I'd be like, reproduce this. Sorry. I'd be like, get him money. Okay, sorry. It would be my ATM. They would be my ATM. No, not that.
Counterfeit?
It's not that. Yeah. No, yeah. No, but it wouldn't be counterfeit because Rimuru does, or Great Sage does exact reproduction. So, okay, but that is probably a cheat. I don't know, man. There's so many things you could do with a slime. Yeah, but I don't know. It's kind of a world of endless possibilities.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. It was a good question.
Also, your outfit is super cute,
Right?
by the way.
I know.
You're welcome.
I know, my best friend looks amazing, right?
Yes.
So amazing.
By the way, hi.
Hi.
If you had to pick a favorite scene as your characters that you've done in Reincarnated as a Slime, what would it be?
Come at me, brah. It would be come at me, bro. Because when I was trying to record it, I kept saying bro. I think I said bro like 6 times. And I get like really into it, and they'd be like, no, brah, B-R-A-H, like bra, like B-R-A. But yeah, I was like, I can die now because I got to say come at me, bra, in an anime, which I never thought in my life would ever happen, ever. But yeah, that was the moment.
Repeat the question one more time.
What would be since she's done hers, what would be your favorite scene as Shizu in Reincarnated as a Slime?
Okay, my favorite scene would definitely have to be that fight against Damon Mills's character, the black demon character. Like, what is his name? Is it just black?
The demon lord?
Yeah, that guy. He's got like black hair and red eyes. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? Like, please tell me I'm not crazy.
My mind's going.
I know, my mind is spacing on it. Anybody know the name of that demon lord? Dang it. Ding darn it.
But yeah, like that whole fight against him was super cool, and of course Damon was rubbing it in my face later. He's like, but dude, I was totally whooping you. I'm like, dang it. I know. But I tried my best. This is gonna bother me now. What is that demon's name? But you guys know what I'm talking about. That cool demon with like the wings and everything.
Yeah.
Say it again?
Yappo.
I don't
Is it Yappo?
know.
I am
Quick,
ashamed
Google.
that I can't remember
Keep talking.
it. Right?
Keep talking.
Right? Other
Talk
cool
faster.
scenes. Let's see. I always liked egg mode. Let me see. I like the first scene where Rimuru can't come up with like names for all of the goblins, so it just goes through the Japanese alphabet. That's like the same name but a different ending in the whole Japanese alphabet. Super not creative. What else? I like the Holy Hooters part. I have said that I really appreciate the look on Shion's face. I like the scene with the cooking where Gobta turns black.
Poor Gobta.
I know, poor Gobta. Poor Gobta, but now Gobta is like super awesome, so.
I know, Gobta's amazing.
Yeah, and the honey scene with Malim was pretty fun. There's a lot. I never went in and didn't enjoy it, so it's like, it was always a good time.
Well, it's really awesome to hear.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
I found the name. His name's Diablo.
Diablo. Oh my gosh.
Wait, you said his name, didn't you? Oh, I couldn't hear it. I heard something different. What did you say?
I thought it was like something else. Like.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I heard like Vapo or something maybe.
I was like,
or
who is Vapo?
I don't know. I was like, yes, that's it. No. All I can
Thank you for
hear are
being
these
right.
like huge air conditioning vents behind us. So, yeah. Shame on me. I should have known this.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Excellent.
Aw.
Thank you very much, everybody. That's. I'm afraid that is time for today. Do you guys have anything, signings, pictures going on for the rest of the day, or you guys?
All done.
I think
all
we're
done?
finished.
All right.
All
Well, thank you so much for being at our show. It was absolutely lovely having both of you. Thank you for allowing me to moderate. Can you guys hear me out there? Okay, just making sure. All of a sudden it sounded odd. So, thank you so much for being here. Thank you, everybody, for coming to the panel. Thank you for coming to SacAnime.
Thank you so much, guys.
One last big round of applause for Brittany and Don, please.
Thank you for watching anime.